innovative content, global audience.
Yes, good morning. Today is Monday. Of course, we begin a new week. It's a very beautiful day here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We're reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY. As usual, I have with me on the show this morning.
Patience, OKOSUN.
How was your weekend, patient?
It is long.
Long. Mine was short. Very, very short.
Mine was long. I would say long, though it was short. But literally,
that's why you came to the office early. I'm tired of the weekend.
A lot of events, yes, actually.
Mine was pretty short. Before I knew what was happening, Sunday was all over. I couldn't even rest. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't cook. It's as bad as that because I was busy working. Anyway, it's a new week. We thank God for the new week, and we have a lot of trending issues today. We see tense leadership, the Senate's leadership, the power tussle is still on to see who emerge at the end of the day. And also we have, there's a particular girl that is cooking as we speak, Hilda. Now, these are the kind of things we want to hear, we want to see. When youth do extraordinary things.
Yeah, I even love the support, just the support alone.
From Nigerians. Even I heard that even other people from neighboring countries, they are sending in support as well.
4 days. Gosh, that's actually nice.
It's not going to be easy. It's a battle. In fact, that is a fierce battle.
Well,
let's see. I also saw the Indian lady that is currently holding the Guinness World Record.
Yeah, hers was 3 days.
Hers was 3. Yes, she wants to beat run that has. I think that lady was like 80 something hours.
Yes,
she wants to do 90 something.
Yes. Nigeria, I know we are strong.
And the girl is so beautiful. Have you seen her? Somebody is beautiful and she can do something like this. She has this kind of skill. That is all in one. If you ask me, she has been training
different
outside. Yes,
that's what she's cooking. She just cook and they bring it out and share it to the people. She keeps cooking, they bring it out, share it to the people. That's how they do it. Different kinds of food.
If it's me, I'm going to sleep for 1 week after that show.
I just wonder what will happen to her after the show. But the support will keep her moving. They are singing,
sharing her.
Even politicians came around to support her. A lot of people.
That is really interesting. I think every youth should take a clue from this, learn from this. You don't necessarily need to all the time. People should not always know you with negativity. Don't associate yourself with negativity. I'm going to be bringing a guest later who is a young CEO. Of course, he is a youth as well. He's going to be part of the show later on today. But quickly we move on with the newspaper reviews. Now, these are some of the stories we have making waves this morning. I'm going to kickstart with the Vanguard newspaper. These are the headlines coming from Vanguard. Tense NAS leadership. Shetima, South governor, move to split opposition's ranks. And the writer says, Power Group meets today to endorse Abbas, APC speaker designates. The Goa drops ambition. We have number to clinch Senate presidency. This is coming from Akpabio. And another writer says, Party Supreme, we will vote Abbas Kalu. And another writer says, Cross River members elect G6 aspirants may present Datari as consensus candidate. Minority caucus to take decision as aspirants this week. Ignore Northwest at your risk. Northern businessmen others won APC senator. And NAS members kick against micro-zoning of slots. And another writer says default CPC bloc deserve speakership. APC group tells Tinubu and National Working Committee. Now, all the stories on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says hardship. Presidency, Anglican Bishop trade words. And that story, it's on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says, headers attack. We are under siege. Nasarawa communities cry out. And that story is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says, I have no running battle with Tinubu but the judge. This is coming on the heat of reconciliation, and that story it's on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says Tambowa calls for unity among re-elected incoming PDP governors, and that story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. We also have a story here that says assault. Policemen comb Shane Kitty's house, Shrine, and that story is on page 14 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says forest risk insurers transfer over 60% of oil and gas businesses abroad. And the rider says breach local content, 30% benchmark. Advocates higher capital base. That story is on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. We have a story here. This is from the Deck Sport of Vanguard that says Napoli to break wage structure for Osimhen on page 11 and 30 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from Vanguard this morning. I saw a story here that caught my attention. Hader's attack. We are on the stage, Nasarawa community. Now, we are not even done with Benue, Kaduna, Niger, and even Kogi. Others are now we are moving to Nasarawa that is just
Very
the
close.
same with Abuja here.
Very
I don't know
close,
what we're
close
going
to
to do,
Abuja.
but please, every day we sit here, we keep appealing to the security agencies. And as well, I saw a story here that says hardship, presidency, Anglican bishop, trade words. This is the problem I have with this government. When you try to say something, it's as if you're against
You're
them.
against them. They do not want to
Hear
hear
the truth.
anything that has to do against them. If you're speaking against them, they come for you. That's why I ask myself, is there really freedom of speech in the country?
I don't think we have, because these people are like they are the religious leader. They have right
Yes,
also
to
to speak. So allow them to speak. Of course, we know the hardship is biting on everybody really hard. It's no longer news. It shouldn't be news at this point. We are all feeling it. And then there's also a story here that says assault police comb Shenikuti's house. I was actually smiling when I was reading that, but we saw that the likes of P Square coming out to apologize on his behalf, that they should temper justice with mercy and all that. Anyway, on the 10th,
the 10th mass, there's still saga going on in
it's a lot of crisis going on in National Assembly quarter. We do hope that at the end of the day we have capable leaders. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we'll have.
Okay, coming from the next newspaper this morning, the Blueprint newspaper, the big headline here says, book launch. I embedded journalists to counter Boko Haram propaganda, Buratai. And then the writer here says, it will be unfair to disparage the nation's armed forces, Irabo. And then Ndak has made me proud. Blueprint publishers. And then you find those story on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says Lagos elders move to reconcile Tinubu, but they judge. And the writer here says, I have nothing personal against Asiwaju, says PDP chieftain. You also find that story on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Federal government evacuated 2,518 stranded Nigerians from Sudan. NIDCOM, you find that story on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. And so we have a story also that says Senate slams Justice Ministry over 10.4 billion naira judgment debt disbursement. You find that story on page 7 of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Loan recovery, police arrest 4 over death of debtor's wife in Ogun State. You find that story on page 14 of the Blueprint newspaper. Road crash claims Bauchi accountant 2 sons. You find that on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper. Telecoms, COI may disconnect bank from USSD over 120 billion naira debts. You find that story on page 24 of the Blueprint newspaper. Now, those are the stories making waves this morning. from Blueprint.
Wow.
Okay, it's quite sad about the story of road crash claims Bauchi
It's
accountants, two
sad.
sons.
That was the first thing that caught my attention.
Yeah, it's actually rainy seasons. I don't know why drivers do not. This season, a lot of accidents. If I tell you how many accidents I've seen just within a short period of time,
But you
it's
know as well that sometimes the factors could be that I once was in an accident, where almost not actually in an accident, where I escaped being killed because a trailer actually that was carrying PMS was coming. There were two following each other. So the one behind, I think the brake failed. So he didn't want to run and enter the one at the front. So he quickly entered into our lane, and we were face to face with the trailer.
Wow.
There's another trailer coming. The two were carrying PMS, and it was a hill, like they were coming down. So he couldn't. The brake failed, and there was nothing. And I was with somebody. I almost asked him that, drive here, but I was just shouting Jesus. And at the end of the day, it's the same place I wanted to tell him to enter. That was where the trailer now. He just had to leave the road because he was facing us. The other tanker was here. He just had to enter into the bush, and the bush was deep. Immediately, the whole stuff started pouring at the floor, and there was army checkpoint. Everybody started running.
Wow.
So sometimes you could just be driving and be going your way. Somebody will just carry problem and come. And another thing, see what happened to me on Friday. An army man trying to beat traffic ran and enter my car. So these are some of the issues. You might just be careful, but we can, like they say, we cannot be too careful. Sometimes you just do your best also. Well, it's really sad.
However, I think we should all try to be careful.
And it's rainy season, like you said, so people should make sure that they have their wipers, they have their tires, check their wipers, check their side mirrors as well. And once you can't drive under rain, park and watch the rain for some time before you move. We move quickly to the next newspaper. That would be The Nation. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from The Nation newspaper. The big headline here says, Tinubu is best prepared ever for president, says Akende. And the rider says, expect 50-year master plan from incoming administration. What to do on economy. The stories on page 8 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Olubadan or your ruling houses disagree over Makinde reform, and that story it's on page 32 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says senators, reps for inauguration in makeshift chambers. 30 billion renovation ongoing, and this story is on page 6 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says NERC bars Disco from billing disconnected customers. That story is on page 7 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Nollywood actor Murphy Afolabi passes on, sad one, on page 6 of The Nation newspaper. We'll also have a story here that says embassy to profile 160 women, children before evacuation from Sudan. That story is on page 2 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says rising food prices crunch push inflation to 17-year higher. That story is on page 8 of The Nation newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says 69 senators have signed on for Akpabio, Barrow says Ndume. This story is on page 7 of The Nation newspaper. These are the stories we have coming from The Nation this morning. So I saw this story. In fact, there is this news that broke 2 days ago that Saint-Obi is no more. And while people were still trying to wrap their hands around that particular news, we saw Murphy, one of my favorites when it comes to the Yoruba industry. We saw he passed on yesterday. It's so sad that he fell. Inside the bath, he fell down. Wow. Yes, I think the tie slept or something.
I've heard a lot of scenario like that where such a thing would take life, because when you fall, you just have to
even
fall in a
even
bad way.
even while I was at home, there's one big man, very big man, this Igbo man that has a lot of businesses. That was what happened. He fell on his butt and he just hit the head
Yes, and why?
on the what's it
Water
called, the
system.
bat. Yes, but you know that thing is very strong.
Very, very.
And before they
It's a
could
bad
rush him and
smell.
all that, the man just died. It's so painful. Then this guy is one of the vibrant Yoruba actors we have.
Yeah.
I know we've not seen Saint-Obi for quite some time, so we didn't know what was happening with him. But they say he has been ill. But this man is somebody that even one of the colleagues said, even as at that time he fell, he was speaking with him on the phone. So just imagine person you are talking to, and the next thing the person is dead. It's really really sad. We condole with the family and the Yoruba movie industry, and also we saw a story here that said rising food prices, cash crunch push inflation to 70-year higher. That is really something that I don't know how we're going to overcome all this.
Wow.
And this writer of the story here that says Buhari is best prepared ever for president. Expect 50-year master plan from incoming administration. We cannot wait. This is what we need to reform the country. And I love this story here also that says, and NERC bars this school from billing disconnected customers. I don't understand why you're billing somebody that you've already disconnected from having power, having
Why?
so why do you keep bringing the bills? Is it oppression or what? Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
And so coming from this Nigerian newspaper this morning, the big headline here says $800 million loan. It's actually a very big question. $800 million loan? No. And then the writer here says, Syrup writes World Bank to suspend disbursement to Nigeria. Buhari massive borrowing reverses debt reliefs gain. You find that story on page 2 of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says disclose forex subsidy information, court order CBN. You find that story on page 20 of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says assault Falana to defend Shehu Kuti as PSC demands singer's prosecution. You find that story on page 23 of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. NIS sacks 8 for passport racketeering, 80 others on trial. You find that story on page 23 also of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. ECOWAS leaks deaths of 70 Gambia children to contaminated India drugs. You find that story on page 18 of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. 10th NAS, National Northwest Coalition makes fresh demand for Senate presidency. And then the writer here says, former South federal lawmakers kick as CD wants desperate aspirants. Okay, you find that story on page 4 of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. I think those are the story making waves this morning.
I love that story of immigration. They should be sacked for passport racketeering.
Because people,
I've always said it that these same people, they say that there's a saying that the one that is eating the cola is inside the cola. I've always said it that these same people that are into this are their officials inside. So they come here, they give you fake passport, they take your money. Once they see you, then I once had interview with the commandant of road safety as regarding to that when we're having issues, because then the place I was working, the driver was arrested for fake driver's license, and I told the man, I called the commander that he did this from your office, so that means there's something that is not right in your office. So we had a one-on-one with him, and he said once we see anybody we should alert them. They are putting searchlights on every of their officers, and it's really good that
it's a good one. I think
and I saw that story too, that ECOWAS story. That is so sad.
Yeah, contaminated Indian drugs. Now that's where we say people should go to the hospital. Apparently, a form of going
self-medication.
Yes, you just go out there and you just get any drugs for your child. Now, when you go to the hospital have their own pharmacists inside, and they make sure every drugs inside are like
have been checkmated and they are okay for consumption.
So it's better people go to the hospital for treatment. This is actually a sad one. 70.
It's really sad.
Number. Yeah, very, very sad.
Anyway, viewers, don't go anywhere. This is Wake Up Nigeria. We're on the newspaper review. We'll go on a quick break, and now when we return, we will continue with the reviews. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. But my name now is Shefemi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with a flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up.
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to event@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so attracting. Where the freestyles. Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. But my name now is Shefemi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your tickets. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with a flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain. All the boys just.
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to event@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so attracted. Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince of mine.
Call me Master Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA con Ga.
Afrobeat night.
Afrobeat night. The Afrobeat night.
Afrobeat night.
Nigerian week in London.
The Nigerian week.
The Nigerian week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
Back from that quick break, we continue. This is Wake Up Nigeria. We're still on the newspaper reviews. I'll continue with the Daily Trust newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from Daily Trust. And the main headline here says a basket of tomato costs 70,000 naira in South. The rider says prices triple in Lagos, FCT, Kano, Rivers, Enugu, others. The second rider says housewives resort to pests, dried varieties. And another rider says farmers blame pest attacks, production costs. All the stories on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. We also have a story here that says APC zoning threat to National Assembly's independence, aggrieved aspirants, CSOs, on page 12 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Dangote, Taj Bank, federal government lifts NGX corporate bond listing to 112 billion naira in first quarter. That story is on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. We also have a story here that says 38 killed in fresh Nasarawa attack on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Northwest deserves Senate presidency, and a story here that says His Excellency Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari, former governor, Zamfara State, Senator-elect Zamfara West, and aspirants for the Senate presidency. Now, the story is on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. These are the stories we have coming from Daily Trust this morning. This main headline here, I'm more concerned about that news. Basket of tomatoes cost 70,000 naira in South. Then the rider says prices triple in Lagos, FCT, Kano, Rivers, Enugu, others. Housewives now resort to pest dried varieties. Farmers blame pest attacks, production costs. And let's not forget also to blame terrorism.
Very important.
I don't know why I'm not saying that here.
It's supposed to be there.
Where is Benue? Where is all
the food basket of the nation?
And where are the farmers? They are no longer in their farms. So I think that's one of the. Anyway, this is reports, and it's really sad that basket of tomatoes is now 70,000 naira.
But this is actually rainy season. It's a season for farmers. So I feel like, why is it rising at this point? Why is it 70?
And they are telling you now, they are tying this to
pest and
to pest attack. Yes, pest and production costs.
The pest now, the rain deals with them. If it was dry season, I would have understand. But the rainy season is the season for farmers. Because when rain comes, you just flush away all those things.
I don't get it. How can we be buying a basket of tomatoes in Nigeria for 70,000 naira?
And there's nothing we cook that we don't get to.
Do you know yesterday, I had to send because I was editing. I wanted to go to the market, and then I had a meeting. I was to have a meeting later. So I was looking at my timing. I was quickly editing to make sure I finished that production and then have time to the market. But I thought I was running late. At a point, I had to call my friend, one small boy in my area, and I gave him more transfer money that I should go to the market and get me tomatoes, pepper, so at least even if it's the middle of the night, I can cook something. Do you know this boy went to roam around and came back and see there's no tomatoes anywhere? I can't see. And I say, what happened? Even in the market that I didn't see. I went and they said the little they brought today, people quickly bought, and there is no tomatoes. I was worried. How can we not get as
tomato now is getting scarce?
That is really sad. As I speak to you, I didn't cook anything. I just came to the office like that.
There's nothing we cook that we don't get.
We don't get to use that.
It's very important. Well, and to even think that the price triples in place like Lagos,
and even in Abuja here, it's more worrisome because here it used to be cheap here now. But when we talk of the start, the cost of transportation and all that, maybe. But here in Abuja, how come it's really sad? I remember then if I go to school, if I'm coming back, I'll buy that small paint rubber like this for 500. Even sometimes those ladies will sell for
300,
400. That yes, and I'm surprised now that we can't even see to buy.
Well, I wonder where we are dragging Nigerians to.
And then we saw a story here as well that says 38 killed in fresh Nasarawa attack. That is really sad. It's really sad. This is I don't know what the security agencies are doing, but please, whatever they want to do, whatever they need to do, they should do it. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we'll have.
And so coming from the Punch newspaper this morning, the big headline here says, states paying Governor Jumbo pension all 3 trillion naira debts. You find that story, and the writer here says, TUC wants governor to pay workers arrears. Expect play jumbo package. You find that story on page 10 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says 86 senators will support me, says Akpabio. You find that story on page 18 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Operators demand tough sanction as Nigeria loses 330 billion naira to oil thieves. You find that story on page 25 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Why I rejected request to visit Tinubu for the judge. You find that story on page 14 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And then we also have a story here that says Speaker Abbas Bitare splits opposition camp. You find that story on page 37 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Nigeria imports 2.7 trillion naira sugar as government master plan fails. Okay, and then we have a story. Buhari's failure to rescue Lee Sharibu disappointing, coming from the parents. You find that story on page 14 of the Punch newspaper this morning. We also have a story here that says prisoners feeding. State faults federal government seeks new revenue formula. Okay, I'll take that again. Prisoners feeding. State faults federal government seek new revenue formula. You find that story on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Death shakes Nollywood as 3 actors, technicians die in 1 week. Okay, you find that story on page 3 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And then we have a story here that says Shehu Kuti, musician pay reports to police today, appoint Falana. You'll find that story on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. I think those are the story making news this morning from
Death shakes Nollywood. That is really sad. I felt cold.
In 1 week, we've lost 3 actors. Actually, that's actually
Saint Obi was on Saturday. Then this Yoruba actor was on Sunday morning.
Well, what's really happening? I think in Nollywood, they need to come together and organize.
It's really sad. It's really sad. It's sad. I feel
really
for them.
bad one.
And we move quickly. Do you have any story there?
Newspaper. Well, I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll move quickly to the next newspaper we'll have, and this will be coming from The Guardian. These are some of the stories we have making waves from The Guardian newspaper. We have here 17 years after Paris Club relief, external debt rises to $41.8 billion. That story is on page 6 of The Guardian newspaper. And we'll have a story here that says Nigerians' debt burden, what each Nigerian owes, 1999 to 2003 burden. And now this story, it's just, I'm smiling. I don't know why, because now debt per Nigerian jumped from 17,800 under ex-president Obasanjo to 368,421 naira under President Buhari. That means each Nigerian owns, as we are now, Pat, you are owing 368,421 naira. That is what you are owing. Wow. You are owing, I don't know where they borrow from, World Bank, China. So just know that you are owing.
Nigeria, everybody.
This is per head now. They are counting, yes, everybody. They are saying each money, Nigeria's debt burden, what each Nigerian owes. So they are here, and I know that you are owing. When you are spending your money, they will gather for that.
I don't know where they collected the money and what they use it for? How come I'm owing?
Me, I'm ready to pay. You guys should give me account so that I will remove myself in case of any problem. Let me know that.
Drop a general account number on the public. Give it to every media. Tell every Nigerian to start.
Yes, we should start paying
Because the
off.
way our debt is rising.
It's
in
too
this
much.
country,
Imagine during Obasanjo, it was one person was owing 17,800. This would have been easy for everybody to pay. Now it has jumped in how many years to 368,000. That is what you are owing if you are watching me right now. So you know that you should not look for a way to go and be repaying your debt.
we should start
If you are not
now.
paying once, you pay in bits.
Yes,
Please.
pay.
This is really I don't know what to do. As funny as it sounds, this is very serious.
It's a serious issue. It's actually a very serious one, because I don't know how we are going to clear ourselves from this debt as a country, and even as an individual. Me personally, how will I clear myself from 387,000?
Anyway, we move on now to the other headlines we have, and this is amid criticism about the Wading's consultations gets backing of 68 senators. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have a story here that says 2,518 Nigerians evacuated from Sudan, says NIDCOM, on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have a story here that says fuel subsidy suspend disbursement of $800 million loan to federal government. Syrup urges World Bank. Yes, I concur. It should be suspended because I am owing almost 400,000. I don't even know how I'm going to pay back. And then we have another story here that says I have no grudge against Tinubu. Judge insists, and that story is on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says despite hike in bill, Lagos fault was worsened. That story is on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Guardian this morning.
Okay, I have no grudge against Tinubu. Judge insists. Then why did he reject requests to visit Tinubu? He actually rejected it.
And sometimes so you don't have issues with people, but still you are not comfortable going to see them. It's the same thing. Sometimes I don't usually have issues with people, but my spirit is not moved. I don't want to go. There's nothing you can do. They are elderly people. Anyway, they should make peace because they are the elder statesmen. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
And so coming from the News Direct newspaper this morning, the big headline here says Senate indicts Justice Ministry over 10.4 billion naira judgment debts. And the rider here says others Ilorin University, 8 others to refund 4.7 billion naira fund mismanagement. That story is on page 2 of the News Direct this morning. And so we also have a story here that says 4 microfinance bank staff allegedly pushed debtor's wife to death in Ogun. Okay, find that story on page 11 of the Nigerian News Direct newspaper this morning. Fidelity Bank CEO bags Champion Newspaper Banker of the Year award. Fidelity Bank CEO bags Champion Newspaper Banker of the Year award. You find the story on page 22 of the News Direct newspaper this morning. Thanks NAS, Akpabio Abbas commenced consultation with state governor. Okay, you also find the story on the front page of News Direct newspaper this morning. These are the stories coming from News Direct.
That's a good story. It's sad.
It's actually a sad one. The 4 microfinance bank allegedly pushed debtor's wife to death in Ogun State.
It's sad.
Don't get it. Staff, for that matter. It's actually
there's something that comes with borrowing, debt. You can't sleep, except you don't have conscience. If you are somebody that has conscience, you won't sleep. I once borrowed money. I was doing a business. I was shipping from the US, and the person that's involved me in that business, I was supposed to be doing the business. In fact, she made the order. So the agreement was I use 50% of my money, but at the end, at the middle of the deal, she's going to pay. And she said, okay, she was cool. And I know she is capable. She's somebody I've been working with for years. But something happened along the line and she was ill, very ill. I couldn't have access to her at that point. And this morning it's not something I want to say here. I was like going crazy. I cried. Like you won't be able to sleep.
Yes, of
I had
course.
to borrow money, and the worst mistake I made, because I didn't want to get my family involved, I had to borrow from how do you
Another
call
person.
them? Um,
Loans,
how do,
people that
yes,
that
yes,
okay.
not like a bank. Oh,
Bank,
this was an
yes,
individual,
I
but it was
understand.
a company.
Agency, yes.
I had to borrow money from them. The worst mistake you can do is to borrow money.
Those people can
The
frustrate
interest
your
was
life.
very high. Not just that, these people started frustrating
That's
me.
they can frustrate.
And thank God, when I had the shipment, I traveled to Lagos. I had to, I brought out all the cars and all that. And at the end of the day, it was just the grace of God that I was able to pull out. At some point, I felt like I'm a strong woman. I didn't want I had to call my sister, I had to call my friend, my secondary school friend that is doing quite well. She didn't even allow me to say that. Don't say it, just send your account number. Immediately, she wired that money. It was raining from her end. She entered the range. I was in the bank. I called my sister. She was even in the hospital. Her child was sick. She still said I should hold on. She immediately, they had to wire this money and I had to pay. But they were threatening me with police. They will come and close my house. A lot of issues comes with borrowing of money. So that's why I'm saying that this Nigerian debt now, this money, I'm going to pay my own. No. I don't know whether you are willing to pay your own, but me, I'm going to pay. I don't want
anything
problem.
for our great country. Okay.
Anyway, we move on quickly now. So the other newspaper we have, and this is the Business Day. These are some of the stories coming from the business world. And the main headline here says, the big story says, business is growing as CAC Porter cracks. That story is on page 2 of Business Day. Another story here says, the Buhari Legacy Series, economic headwinds under Buhari's slow pension growth. That story is on page 34 of Business Day. We also have a story here that says, here are 3 reforms still in Nigeria's insurance sector, on page 34 of Business Day. As well, a story here that says, GTCOS quarterly profit raises to 36% to for 74 billion naira. That story is on page 35 of Business Day. As well, we have a story here that says, 5 ways Nigerian businesses navigate surging inflation, on page 2 of Business Day. As well, we have a story here that says, explainer what blockchain policy approval means for Nigeria, on page 33 of Business Day. Grow your business, Zenith Bank. These are some of the stories we have coming from Business Day. We know that the economy is what's happening to the CAC Porter? Somebody just told me yesterday they wanted to register a company and they were not able to have access. Wow. Anyway, the business, we know that the economy is very bad right now. Whatever you're doing, make sure you do it uprightly. We pray that the economy will be okay. After all, we have an incoming government that says their blueprint is will be like 50 years ahead. So we really do. That is what we need at this point. We move on to the last newspaper we have.
And so, coming from the Punch Sports Extra this morning, the big news here says, who is gone? Who is on? The writer says, which Nigeria star will join Onuachu and Aribo in the championship as the relegation battles intensifying in the EPL? And then we also have a story here saying, Arsenal alerted to Mandy availability. Chelsea agreed deal to appoint Punch. And so we also have a story here from the Punch Sports Extra that says, Forest boss backs our need to keep scoring. And so we also have a story, Napoli desperate to keep Osimhen. And so we have a story also from the Punch Sports Extra, I live for goals, Oba boasts. And then you find that story on page 6 of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. And so we have a story here that says, Sterling determined to stay at Stamford Bridge. And so we also have a story here that says, from the Premier League, Arsenal 0, Britain 3. Seagull dents Gunners title hopes. Wow, okay. We also have a story here that says, Boboye Koi on NPFL jobs. And then Spalletti gets Napoli's extension. You find that story on page 3 of the Punch Sports Extra this morning. I think these are some of the stories making waves.
I live for goals. I love that. That is the spirit of a footballer. I love that. It's quite interesting. And then what happened? Arsenal 0, my fan, my club.
Oh, okay,
What's the meaning of that?
Together.
I don't love that. I don't watch ball, but I love them. I love their jersey. I have one at home. I wear that.
Yes, love their jersey. And that's
I have one. I used to use it. I wear it a lot. So that's the only club I have there. I think I have that with my Chelsea, but my brother took those. So I'm wearing that red and white stuff. So I think why would they have to lose this match? Well, the fact that I have their jersey at home, they should be able to win.
Well, I even felt bad for them. I didn't watch the match, but then thank God I did not watch it. Maybe I wouldn't have come to the office this morning because Arsenal is one club I support so much. People do say Arsenal is for the women. So
I love the club. I don't care whether it's a women's club. I love them. And then this story here, Napoli desperate to keep Osimhen. Osimhen is the hottest as we speak, and we're proud of him. Anyway, that's where we wrap up the newspaper reviews this morning. Like I did promise earlier that I was going to be coming with a guest. This is the time to bring in the guest. But before that time, we'll go on a quick break. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtimes having a.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince of mine.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga.
My name is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA con Ga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because
we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince of Money's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi.
Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no gain, all the boys.
Ice Prince.
Yeah.
Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is, your boy.
From that quick break, like I did promise before that break, that I was going to come back with a guest. Yes, I have with me via call the CEO of Spotlight Arewa TV, no other person than Benjamin James Jetto. You're welcome to the show. He's also the convener of the Yes Lord Praise. He's on our personality. And hello, can you hear us? Hello? Are you there?
I'm here. How are you doing this morning?
We are fine.
Good morning.
Yes, I have with me live via call Benjamin Jetto James. Yes, he's the CEO of Spotlight Arewa TV, the Yes Lord Praise convener, and he's an event planner and also an on-air personality. You're welcome to the show. How you doing?
You guys are looking all good this morning. Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigeria.
Yes, good morning. I call him the Ree with a golden voice. He's one of the. He has the finest voice when it comes to presenting and narrating, of course, voiceover artist. Yeah, so tell us, as a convener of, I have a lot of questions for you this morning, but as the convener of the Yes Lord Praise, tell us, how has that Yes Lord Praise event impacted, especially on the youth? What is the aim? What is the motive behind that Yes Lord Praise program?
Okay, Yes Lord Praise is a non-denominational Christian platform.
Okay.
What we is to bring the body of Christ, okay, together under one roof. And now the whole idea is to bring that denominational barrier, okay, in between churches. We're trying to preach love. We're trying to preach oneness as a church. Okay. We don't want that situation where you see I'm Anglican. This one says he's living faith. The other person says he's deeper life and all that. And we tend to bring serious division in the body of Christ. So what we do is every year we come together as the body of Christ, as the church. Thank God for all that He has done and even that which He's about to do to us as a people. So the whole thing started way back 2014, and to the glory of God, we are gaining grounds, and the sky is definitely a limit.
Yes, that is correct, because I followed the program over the years and I've seen that each year it keeps going, the numbers keep going higher, you keep doing well, you keep doing good. But I want to ask, this year's Lord Praise, I see that it's usually a big event. How do you fund it? How is funding like? Do you get support, or you just how is it like? Do you have sponsors?
Yeah, actually, when we started, there's room with vision, Kess. If you have a dream, nobody sees your dream. I mean, nobody seems to understand what you're doing. So you need to put in effort first.
Okay.
So you have to go your way and make sure all the things you need to start up that vision.
Okay.
Make it work. You have to go your way and make sure all the things are there. So we started very little way back.
Okay.
And to the glory of God, now we have people who have subscribed to what we're doing. All we need to do is just speak out and tell them this is what we intend to do. The support keep on coming. Yes. So God is faithful. People are really interested in what we're doing. And this year we're trying to even do something different. Have week engagement where we need to engage like 100 women who are widows. You understand? We give them food and possibly some little cash. You understand? We settle up from there. So our dream is within the shortest period of time we should be able to identify problems in maybe communities, maybe communities that need hospital, bridge, roads, content. Within the shortest period of time, we intend to do all of that, and we see that coming because we want to start that year to engage with youth and also free medical outreach within the society.
That is quite interesting, and I'm more happy that something that excites me about this year's Lord Praise is that the way at which the youth turn out each time you have this program. A lot of youths, they don't mind the time, they don't mind the stress, they just turn out en masse to make sure the program is a success. And we're happy that you're impacting so much on the youth, you're impacting so much on the society with this year's Lord Praise. We look forward to this year's edition. But moving away from that now, I call you the youngest CEO because you are the owner of the popular, the very prestigious Spotlight Arewa TV. Now, tell us as a CEO, what's your take on the originality regarding content creation?
Spotlight Arewa TV is born out of my passion for the creative industry. Basically, what we do at Spotlight Arewa is to tell our story within the North for now.
Okay.
And that's why we decided to call the TV Spotlight Arewa. So what we do is project those things we don't know about the North.
The North.
Yes. It is assumed that if you're looking for those who are not educated, you understand, who have shallow way of thinking and know that they come to the North. But we are trying to paint the picture differently right now. So we're painting, giving the North this positive impression about what they do and all that. So over the years, we've had the opportunity of meeting personalities within the North.
Okay.
Visited palaces, areas, Sarki, former governors, former ministers, and those who are decision makers within the North.
Okay.
So we're trying to do all of that. And of course, We're trying to. There are places in the north that you don't know about. You understand?
Okay.
So our job in Spotlight Iowa is to bring those places to light. Okay.
Hello, are you there?
And we are succeeding in doing so.
Wow, that's quite interesting. It's good to know that you're doing something to capture the north, because of course a lot of people have some specific, or will I say, mindset about the northerners or perception, but this what you're doing is going to change that narrative, and is a good one.
And so some people are calling for regulation of online TV. What's your take about that?
Yeah, I am strongly. I'm strongly in support of regulating the online TV. If I'm not just TV, all the online media needs to be regulated.
All right.
That, yes. If there's anything the government can do, or those, the authority concerned, they can go ahead and regulate. Now, social media, the online TV, social media has done a whole lot of good to our society. Now, take a look at this recent election. You know what social media has done.
That is very true.
Games, yes, to contain election, what do I call it? It contains so many things. We had first-hand information from communities, from world level, from everywhere. You understand?
Yes.
So social media has done a whole lot of good, but at the same time, we have people who have used this platform to destroy, to tarnish the image of our country, to tarnish the image of what we are doing. So I don't see anything wrong if you're doing, if the government decides to regulate social media by making sure that the content we drop online is worth it. It's something that will enhance economic development.
Yes, positively as well. And then, how would you say online TV have felt in the era of? How would you describe online TV in the era of fake news? Because here we're talking about fake news, information finding their way into social media, not being censored, no gatekeeping. They just find their way, because of course we have state reporting, or we like call individuals just come. People have access to internet, to Android phones, and they just come and they just post whatever they have to post. Now, how would you describe fake news at this era of social media?
It's really disheartening, but I advise that we have platforms, news platforms online. We have all the news platforms right now, they are online. So I advise that always make sure that the information you get is from, reliably from those platforms. Do you understand? Now, STV, SRTV, the platform is a news platform. So whichever information you're getting from SRTV, it's a genuine one. So I encourage that you follow those people online. You understand? Avoid individual news, like someone would just
without source. Yes.
Then you take it serious. No, but we have all of those social media platforms. We have Spotlight Iowa is on
social media as well. Yes.
Platform. So you follow them. Make sure the information you will use, you consume and spread is from those platforms. You don't rely, basically on individual information.
Yes.
Online. This is one thing that we've been battling with, and we pray that the incoming government should just look for ways and make sure that social media is being regulated. We are not shutting people out of business. That's not really what I mean. What I meant is try as much as possible to regulate what jobs on online and from who, you understand?
And from where as well.
Yes, from where the source and all that. By so doing, I feel gradually it's not going to be easy, but I know it's something the government
they can do. That is very correct. And now moving away from social media, let's talk about your community. I know you are indigenous in Nasarawa State. How is the state today?
typically the state is calm, it's okay, but we have some parts of the state that is really experiencing some unrest right now.
Yes,
because just
the headlines this
we got
morning.
a headline that says, "Hey, that's attack. We are under siege. Nasarawa community crying out."
Yes, there's this community in Karo local government, so it's just close to Abuja.
Okay.
They also have a community in Okona local government that's really went through some serious problem recently. Now, the most recent one is from Karo, where about
38 people to be precise, from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning says 38 killed in fresh Nasarawa attack.
Yes, that's Karo local government. So this is a problem between headsmen and the community.
Wow.
Yes, so the government is doing everything possible to make sure that a solution are met and this will not repeat itself again. The state is good for peace.
I am even this morning I said it that I don't know. We've been hearing this from Benue, a lot of other states, but not Nasarawa. What's going on?
So it's a problem between community and headsmen. You know, headsmen with their cattle.
Yes.
And farming season is here, so the community is preparing her grounds, and headsmen are also doing their thing. So it's a problem. I think it's something the government within the shortest period of time.
Okay. We hope so.
We do hope so, because we want peace in that state. And then let's talk about event planning. I know that is one of your MC. I know that you anchor events. How is that industry? Just before we let you go.
Yeah, anchoring event planning is one big business.
Okay.
It's one thing I love doing. It's passion for me, but it does hit its own challenges. You understand? Challenges of the things you need, challenges of resources and all that. But event planning is a very good business. I advise young people like me to venture into it.
But it's very competitive as well.
Yeah, I don't care about the competition. You understand? Once you have a passion in doing something, once you know what you're doing, the time will come. I used to say that the sky is too big enough to accommodate everyone.
That is true.
Explore half of the opportunities we have in Nigeria. You understand?
That is true.
Yes, go ahead and do your thing. Event planning is challenging, but it's worth it. It's something that once you enter into it, you get good clients. The rest will be history.
Wow. Okay, now let's talk about you being an MC. Now, what are some of the challenges you go through, and how profitable is the business here in Nigeria?
Yeah, recently, event anchoring is the big business. Although you just have to identify what you can do best. You understand? You cannot be everywhere.
Okay.
Yes, you cannot be everywhere. What you can do best. If you're good in corporate MC, go ahead. If you're good in weddings, in shows and all that, just identify what you're very good in, then work towards it. Make sure you get materials that will make you outstanding. Make sure you get yourself connected to the right people there. Face the lane. You don't have to be everywhere. Then the rest will be history. And most importantly, if you are an MC, you identify your kind of audience.
Okay.
You understand? So once you identify your kind of audience, you know the kind of material you tell people, how to address them. You know how to go about lip lock, features of the program and all that. You don't just collect or try to MC any event. Identify what you can do best.
All right.
Okay. Just before you go, I would like to ask you one question. I've had this passion to do MC, me personally, but there is this idea people put in my head that if you're not funny, you cannot do MC. Yes, if you don't know how to crack jokes to make people laugh, you cannot be an MC. Is it a must to be a comedian to be an MC?
That's what I told you. I said identify what you're good in doing.
Okay.
If you to be a comedian to be a corporate MC.
Okay.
You understand? If you are a corporate MC, you just have to be intelligent enough because you're dealing with intelligent people.
Okay.
You understand? So you can just imagine you have the government of the day. Now, if you're already invited for maybe Tinubu is coming any moment from now, then you're being invited to anchor maybe his dinner or something. Now, the organizers knows that you are a corporate MC. They have the opportunity. I mean, your duty there is to address, to do the intellectual job. Then they, the organizers, will also invite the comedian. The job of the comedian is different from
the job of a corporate MC.
Is to do your good if you can do the books. Okay. Do you understand?
Okay.
But if you can't do the book, yes, if you can't do the books,
you pick a struggle.
Remain there.
Wow.
So people will definitely identify you and know that this lady, when it comes to corporate event, she's very good at it, and they will patronize you for that.
That is quite interesting.
Don't control yourself and just jump here, jump there. You just confuse your client, and at the end of the day, you'll be left with nothing. So just stay in your lane. You're a corporate MC, go ahead and be a corporate. Just be corporate. Do you understand? You're a comedian, go ahead and do your thing. If you can join the booth, fine. Do you understand? So identify what you can do and pitch on.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. It's quite interesting to know that you can do both and you can still be a corporate MC without being a comedian. It's a good one. So congratulations to you, Pat. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much, MC Real. Thank you so much. I call him MC Real. He's the one and only MC Real, Benjamin Jato James, as the CEO as Spotlight Iowa TV, events anchor on air personality, and also the convener of Yes Lord Praise. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You guys are doing really great.
Thank you.
I really admire you guys. I envy you guys. Continue to do the job.
But you envy us, but I really envy you. You that is a big time radio presenter. Are you serious? We look up to you on daily basis. And thanks for all you do as well. We appreciate your work as well.
Thank you very much, Kenny. Thank you very
We're going to have you on the show, maybe on the talent show pretty soon.
All right. I'm here. No problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Have yourself a lovely day while you are out there.
All right. Wish you a win day.
And all right. And remember to subscribe. Invite somebody also to subscribe to our page.
Very important.
Definitely, I will do so.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you very much.
Yes, I've been on call with Benjamin James Jato, the popular MC Real. Of course, a lot of people know him. He is the CEO, Spotlight Iowa TV, and also the convener of Yes Lord Praise, events anchor on air personality, MC Real. That was quite interesting.
Yeah, I love the fact that he cleared me, because seriously, I've wanted to do this MC work.
You can do corporate as well.
You cannot do it. You don't know how to crack joke.
There was a time I had SKB on the talent show where he said, I am a corporate MC. Don't call me any other, just corporate. I do my thing and I go out. So I understand that the people you work for, we know that this is a serious business. So if I want people to start laughing, making fun, I'll go and bring a comedian to do that. So it's quite clear. And he's a young CEO. Viewers, you can see that he's quite young. MC Real is quite young. He's the CEO of Spotlight Iowa TV. event anchor and on-air personality. He's a big-time radio presenter. He has a lot of shows, and of course, the convener of Yes Lord Praise. This only shows that if he can, you can. I want to leave you with this word today. MC is young and he's doing quite a lot. So as a youth, you know, as I would do it here, this station is youth friendly.
Yeah.
So we want the youth. Empower yourself today. It's never too late. Just start today. Remove that spirit of procrastination. Remove that spirit of, oh, I will do it later. I don't think I can. I don't think I have the energy or the spirit. I don't think people will like me. Remove all that and just start something today. And before you know, tomorrow, who knows? You might just be the best in town. That's a good place to wrap up the show today. Thank you so much for being on the show with me, Pat. It's been a fun ride this morning. And while you are out there, please stay safe. Take care of yourself. Be at alert. As well, drive carefully. It's rainy season. Make sure that your side mirrors, your wipers, your tires, they are all in good shape. And please obey the traffic laws. It's Monday. People have a lot to do. And it's
Monday is always a tight day. Like
yes, everybody's usually too serious. Yes, so it's a good place to leave you this morning. Hopefully we'll do this again tomorrow. And of course, our London week, for some reasons beyond our control, has been moved to July. So just we'll keep you updated with the new dates. And before then, keep buying your tickets, register, get yourself a stand to be part of that event. It's going to be fun. You know how we do it when Nigerian we turn up somewhere. The colors, the food, the music, and of course the films. So do well to be part of that event. The business opportunities as well you're going to see. We have a lot of celebrities, we have a lot of superstars, we have a lot of musicians, Nollywood stars, big time film producers, and of course we have a lot of politicians, governors already coming on board. So do well to be part, and individuals as well, do well to be part of that event. Also remember to subscribe to our page,
share, like, and hit on the notification bell.
And of course, invite somebody to the page. It's a chain. Let the person also invite another to the page. I won't forget to say thank you to the people behind the crew. We have a very beautiful lady and the guy behind the cameras. We say thank you. Job well done. Even the crew in London, we appreciate you. And we say thank you for all you do. I remain yours truly, Princess KESSY.
And I am Patience OKOSUN.
Remember,
peace is priceless.
So let's give peace a chance. See you tomorrow.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in